Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. It is me, Desiree. I join you here barefaced because it is time for look of the week where I recreate my favorite makeup look that I did the past week. I could not wait to do this one because I'm going to use a little palette that has just stolen my heart and I can't wait to share it with you. So yeah, let's just get started. I did put on a bunch of sunscreen. I feel like it is sunken in enough to put makeup on top of it. Also, look what I did. A little piece of my hair was stuck to my face and I scratched the heck out of it. So we're gonna try to cover up that big old scratch mark I just did. So I'm gonna be using the Tarte Hydroflex Serum Foundation. I really like this stuff. The packaging gets very dirty really quickly. I did try to clean it up just now, but it's kind of stained with mascara. I don't know. I have here the shade 20N Light Neutral, and it's a very liquidy, watery kind of serum foundation. They do say you can only use 2 drops. I kind of just put some in between my little fingers and then I go like this to like distribute it evenly, and then I just pat it all over my face. This is one that I think builds well on top of itself too, and it has a nice coverage considering how thin it is, but it's still very skin-like. You can still see your skin through it, you can still see all of your little things, discoloration, redness, stuff like that. All of your little things. I like to pat it in most of the way with my fingers. I feel like it just goes on the best that way rather than rubbing it like a moisturizer. And then going over with the sponge to kind of take care of any spots that need to be blended out better. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. This little sun spot over here showed up. I just noticed it this morning. I don't put sunscreen on in the morning when I'm getting ready for work because I literally walk from my apartment to my car, which is like 5 feet away, and then into the building for work, and I stay in the whole building the whole day until I leave. But I feel like the little bit of sun I do get during the day, like during the week, the work week, I feel like I gotta start putting sunscreen on every day. It's just having to wait for it to dry to put makeup on, it's a whole thing. Anyway, I'm going to be using the Josie Maran Vibrancy Full Coverage Concealer. I love this stuff. I cannot put it down. It's so good. Just going to wipe the whole brush there. Enough comes out on the brush to cover my entire face, to do whatever I want to cover up. And I just really like it. I'm glad I rediscovered it. I think this has been in each look of the week video I've done so far. I think it's awesome. I also did already put on some under eye concealer. I used the Fenty, what is it called? The Fenty, darn it, I'm always trying to remember the names of the products and I always forget. Oh, it's right here. The Fenty Beauty Bright Fix Eye Brightener Illuminator in the shade Crepe. I did put this on my under eyes already, but I might end up putting a little bit more because the eyeshadow is going to be a little bit dark. The coverage on my face I think is a little heavy. Not heavy, but you know, fuller. So I think I might build that up at the end, see where we end up. And there we go. There is the skin done. Redness, of course, still showing a little bit through, but I feel like the redness, it's going to tone down on its own. I don't want to put a ton of product right there just to cover it up when it's just going to, you know, tone down on its own. I'm going to put on some powder, the Too Faced Multi-Use Complexion Powder in the shade Almond, my little baby. I love this stuff. And I just noticed this morning you could kind of see the rings in there in the right lighting. So yeah, pan coming soon. But this stuff takes me about a year to use up. And I love it. I hope they never discontinue it. Now that I said that, I think Tarte is discontinuing the CC Under Eye Corrector, because I used one up this month and I had been looking for it for the last couple of months because I knew that it was running out and I can't find it anywhere. Sephora and Ulta only had the darker shade in stock and not the light medium one that I use. And I never found it. Tarte doesn't even sell it on their website anymore. And I sent them a DM on Instagram asking like, oh my god, are you discontinuing this? And they replied and said that they're not sure when it's going to come back in stock. I hope they're just changing the packaging, because you know they're updating all their packaging from Rainforest of the Sea to just called Sea and it's different color and everything. I hope they're just updating the packaging and not getting rid of the thing because I freaking love that stuff. And I don't like to be without it. Anyway, there is my powdered up face. I am going to use a cream bronzer. I'm actually using the bronzer from this little Kaja face trio. It's called Play Bento in the shade Butter Up. And it's a little trio here. You get a powder blush, a powder highlighter, and a cream bronzer. And I really, really like this bronzer, so I'm going to use this today. It's just a really easy one to put on. Blends seamlessly. And it's really fast. And I'm just gonna use it with my beauty blender. This beauty blender has seen better days. I mean, look at it. It's got holes and rips all over it. But you know what? I'm gonna use it till it falls apart. Because I can. There you go. There's the bronzer. Easy peasy. I'm gonna put some bronzer on my neck and this area here too though. I'm gonna use the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder in the shade Natural. Love this bronzer. This is one that I actually had decluttered because I didn't appreciate how light it was at first. I thought you had to put way too much on and I don't know, I just didn't enjoy it. I pulled it out of the declutter box just to use it again and I fell in love with it. I'm so glad I didn't declutter it before I gave it another chance. Anyway, I love it now. It's really natural looking. Obviously, I just put it on my neck, but I really like that one. The highlighter, I'm gonna use the Ciate highlighter in the shade Moondust. I love this, and I feel like with the eyeshadow, because lately I've been feeling like my highlight and blush is clashing with my eyeshadow, and it's like too much on my face. Too many different things going on. So I've been, for this particular eyeshadow palette I'm using, I feel like something like a highlight with not a lot of color to it, because I usually use like something pink or orange or whatever. This one is more just, I don't know, glowy without a color, so it's not going to interfere. I think, I don't know what I'm saying. I just like it, and it's one of my absolute favorites. It's definitely a holy grail highlighter for me. So pretty, so glowy, love it so much. All right, there's that. And then the blush I'm gonna use, I feel like this color goes so well with the eyeshadow that I'm gonna use, because the eyeshadow is very smoky kind of looking, and this blush, I think the little pop of coral on my cheeks just looks really nice with the eyeshadow. And it's the Dior Backstage Rosy Glow blush in the shade Coral. Oh, I love this blush. I hope they come out with a bunch of more shades. I would love to see like a plum or a purple color. Really pretty. So I'm just gonna use this expensive blush on the cheapest brush that I have. This one from, it's called Urban Studio. I got this at TJ Maxx or Marshall's. But I love this kind of angled cut brush for blush. I think it's really awesome. And I've tried a couple other ones. It Cosmetics, I had one from them, and I didn't like it. I decluttered it already. I thought it was just too thick or too dense. And this one is flimsy, but not too flimsy. Picks up the color nicely and blends it out nicely. I love this color. I think it's so fresh and springy, so pretty. And I love it with the highlight. I think it looks really, really nice. All right, I'm going to put on some eyebrows, and then I'm gonna put on the most amazing eyeshadow for you. I love it so much. Be right back. All right, eyebrows are on, and I did close the blinds a little bit because I feel like it was washing me out. But now for eyeshadow. I do already have on eye primer as well, the Morphe eyelid primer that I love. The eyeshadow I'm going to be using, oh my gosh, this palette took my breath away. And the first time I was using it, I kept saying out loud to myself, oh my god, this is amazing. Oh my god, like I just could not believe how good it was. It's the Dior High Color Eyeshadow Wardrobe 5-color eyeshadow palette, and I have the shade here called Soft Cashmere. And what made me want to buy one of these is Personal Beauty Lab. She didn't even say that she has one or that she loves them. She just said that these were getting better reviews than the Dior Backstage eyeshadow palettes, which I did declutter yesterday actually. And I went to Sephora actually to return this, and I forgot it. The wrong color of the serum, the hydroflex serum foundation. I went to return that, I forgot it, got the one I needed. Anyway, it's a whole thing. As I was walking around, I saw these and I was like, oh hey, those are those little eyeshadow palettes. None of the colors were really speaking to me, but for some reason seeing the tester there all used up and everything, it made me feel like that was the most popular one, and it was this one. The colors don't look like anything too crazy or too out there. They're basic everyday kind of just beautiful cool tone colors. It does come with a little tiny brush, so I'm like, who's using this to put eyeshadow on? I bet it works though. And a little sponge tip. I'm not going to use those today, but man, this palette looks so unassuming. I'm going to use these 3 shades right here today. This is the only matte in the palette, this dark brown, but it's like the most beautiful dark cocoa brown. It's so great. And then this one up here just looks like a basic shimmer shade, but it has some brilliant sparkle in it that is just, I can't with this palette. It's so good. I immediately wanted to buy them all. Of course, I don't need to. I'm just gonna have the one. But yeah, let's just put it on. I hope I do this palette justice. Okay. I'm going to be using this one right here on the crease, above the crease, the whole kind of eyelid area. It's not a matte shadow. It is a shimmer shade, but I don't mind using shimmer all over the eyes. I think it looks nice. And it's just so, so beautiful. Okay. I cannot do eyeshadow in this tiny little mirror. What am I trying to do? Okay, here we go. I just can't see what I'm doing in that tiny mirror. These shadows are pigmented, they're blendable, they're not scary to use. I just can't get over it. And when I purchased this one, the girl that rang me up, she was like, I love those palettes. I loved the ones that came out with a couple years ago. I feel like these have been around for a long time, but I also feel like they're new. I don't know. Maybe they reformulated or something and brought out new ones, because they look new. But I know that these have been around for a while. So there's that shade on the lid. And I'm using a Morphe brush, the Morphe M514. And when I dip in, it does kick up a little bit, but not enough where you're gonna like plow through the eyeshadow and use it up really fast. You know those like really softly pressed powder eyeshadow sometimes? When you use a brush, like you feel like you're gonna hit pan immediately. That's not what this is. I also feel like a little goes a long way. And I cannot believe how amazing they are. A tickle in my nose. So I'm just gonna keep blending, blending, blending. Deep socket problems here, because you gotta kind of like maneuver your eyelid to get the eyeshadow in there. All right. Oh my gosh, I think it looks so pretty already. I know that the light is kind of bouncing off of the shimmer and you can't really see where it is. Like it just looks shimmery, but it looks really, really nice. I love this cool toned color so much with the coral. I don't know, I just love it. Then I'm gonna take that darker shade, this one right here, the only matte in the palette, the little cocoa color here, on this, I don't know, it's a Morphe Lisa Frank brush. I love this one right here for putting right in the perfect like spot on the outer corner. I looked all over Morphe's website because I was trying to find out which brush this was, but I don't know which one it is. But I love it so much for this kind of precise application, especially if you have like a deep socket or hooded eyelids. It fits in there so nicely. My cat is hanging out in the closet. So we're moving, as you can see, and we moved all the stuff out of the closet yesterday, and the cat has never really been in there when the closet's empty, and he's exploring it. And he's like standing up all tall on the wall. He's so cute. Can you hear him scratching in there? I don't know what he's doing. Anyway, just gonna put this darker color in the outer corner here, and then I'm gonna take that brush I was just using and kind of just blend it together. But I don't want the whole thing to be dark. Maybe a little more up here. All right, oh my gosh, I love it. These colors are so pretty. All right, then this one right here, this one that looks like a normal shimmer eyeshadow, I'm gonna put that one all over my lid. It's just gonna be so sparkly and brilliant. And I was actually afraid to use this with my finger because I thought it was gonna give hard pan right away like a lot of shimmer shades do. No hard pan so far with this, and it's just so nice. I also didn't get any fallout with this sparkle shade, which is amazing. This eyeshadow also lasted all day long. And I think I mentioned that in a video I did recently. I think it was my beauty haul where I did that video after work and I was sweating all day long. The rest of my makeup didn't look so fresh, but my eyeshadow I thought looked really nice. And this is what I was wearing in that video. and it wears well all day long. Doesn't fade at all. As you can see, no fallout. I am just going to just kind of blend a little bit right here. And I think I might do a little bit more, let me do a tiny bit of darkness, a little bit more right here. All right. All right, that is it. I'm gonna do a little bit on the lower lash line. I'm just gonna do some of that darker shade on this little e.l.f. brush. I mean, just the tiniest little bit. I love this eyeshadow. But I love this eyeshadow. I hope it's coming across on camera how smoky that it is, how dark that it is, how sparkly, brilliant. I cannot get over it. I cannot get over it. I loved it so, so much. All right, I'm gonna do some setting spray real quick. I am gonna use the Dior Forever Perfect Fix Set Refresh Spray, but I have it poured out into my Wet n Wild bottle because I don't like that packaging. So let's just spray my face. I love the scent of that one. I thought it was too perfumey at first, but I have grown to really like it and almost look forward to it. I think it's nice. All right, eyeliner's on, mascara is on. I feel like the eyeliner definitely made a big difference with the lower lash line. It just looked a little incomplete before. I just love this eyeshadow. I can't get over this formula. I think it's absolutely incredible. If you have any of these, let me know which ones you have and how much you love it, or if you don't love it, I would love to know as well. I think this is awesome. Obviously, you're not gonna get a ton of different eye looks from a palette like this because it is just 5 shades and it's all the same kind of color family. And you only get one matte, so you can't be afraid of shimmer shadows if you buy one of these, or at least this one anyway. I don't know how the other ones are. But yeah, I think this is just so glad that it worked out. But yeah, that is it. That is my favorite makeup look that I did this week. I just love the coral blush with the darker eyes. I think it looks awesome. Anyway, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you later in another video. Goodbye.